Hello. Today I thought we might be able to do a bit of a neck and shoulder practice. A lot of people are on the computer a lot more than they usually are, so I know that I'm definitely feeling a little more tension up through the neck and the shoulders. We'll go for about 10 minutes today. And there's an invitation if at any time you're feeling like pain or emotional pain to come out of whatever form we're in and take a little bit of a rest. It's always a good idea to double check with your doctor as well to make sure that there's no physical reasons for you not to be participating in our practice today. So to begin, the invitation is to take a moment to find whatever form or position you'd like to be in before you start your practice today. You can be seated cross-legged or kneeling. Maybe even today you'd like to lie down. So the invitation is to find whatever form works best for your body and perhaps sinking into it a little bit more. And then as you'd like, there's an invitation to notice that you're breathing. Maybe noticing your heartbeat if that's a little bit easier for you to access, perhaps placing fingers on a pulse point or your heart. And perhaps taking a moment right now just to notice your own rhythm, the rhythm of your own breath, your own heart. And as you'd like, there's an invitation to perhaps breathe a little more breath on the next in-breath, and maybe breathe a little more breath on the next out-breath. Perhaps taking a moment to set an intention for your practice today. And maybe reminding yourself that in yoga philosophy, intentions are generally stated in the present tense. It's assumed we already have all that we need inside of us. So an example might be, I am love, I am joy, I am calm. Or if any of those feel really far away, perhaps an example might be, I'm learning to love, I'm inviting in calm. Whatever words work for you in your being today. And perhaps letting that land. And then as you're ready, there's an invitation to lengthen through the spine. Perhaps readjusting your seat a little bit. And maybe beginning by bringing awareness just into the jaw and the face. Maybe noticing if there's any areas of tension. Perhaps you want to move the jaw or maybe give it a little mini pressure point. In circles or lines, just releasing any tension that you might be holding there. Quite often if we're holding tension in the neck, it moves all the way up into the jaw. And then as you'd like, there's an invitation to release the hands down, maybe make any natural or kind of organic movements in your body. And perhaps breathing in, lengthening through the spine, and then perhaps breathing out, looking over the right shoulder. And then choosing here if you'd like to hold the stretch, or perhaps breathing back in through center and breathing out over the left shoulder. You can choose to move with the rhythm of your breath or hold steady. You might feel different sensations on either side. And simply notice. And perhaps coming back into center and then maybe dropping the right ear towards the right shoulder. Maybe inhaling up and then bringing it over to the other side. Again, choosing if you'd like to move with the breath or choosing if you'd like to hold steady. And perhaps even offering yourself a bit of a chin drop knowing that you can pause the movement at any time if there's this particular spot that feels like it might want some more attention. And as you're ready, the invitations to come back into neutral. And perhaps bringing awareness down to the shoulders. And maybe on the next in-breath, lifting the shoulders up. And perhaps in the next out-breath, releasing the shoulders down. And maybe doing a couple more in your own time, in your own rhythm. And then as you'd like, perhaps the shoulder shrugs turn into some shoulder rolls. Maybe just bringing some awareness into the speed in which your body is moving, maybe the direction of those rolls. Maybe the shoulders move separately or together. Or maybe there's a lot of grinding or cracking in the back of the shoulders. And then as you're ready, there's an invitation to release. Perhaps finding that breath. Maybe breathing in on the next in-breath, lengthening through the spine. And then perhaps bringing one of your arms up to the sky with the palm facing backwards and bending at the elbow. Maybe pausing here, noticing how much tension might be happening. Maybe inviting the shoulders to soften. And then as you'd like, the invitations to bring the other hand back and around. And wherever's comfortable. In some bodies, it might just be touching the elbow. That might create different sensations through the outside of the arm. Maybe in other bodies, you're reaching behind your back. And perhaps a couple breaths here. And then as you're ready, the invitations to release. And perhaps rolling out any tension that might need rolled out. And then perhaps bringing it over to the other side. Again, bringing that other arm up, perhaps the palm is facing back, and then bending there at the elbow. And choosing if you'd like to add a little bit of pressure, intensifying sensation maybe, touching that elbow. Or perhaps bringing that other arm, the palm facing out behind you. And as you're ready, perhaps taking a breath here and releasing. And perhaps any shoulder rolls, maybe noticing any other sensations or natural movements your body might want to make right now. And perhaps finding that next in-breath, lengthening through the spine, opening the arms wide. And then as you're ready, the invitation is to cross the arms over. Almost like starting as a bit of a hug. And then as you'd like, experimenting perhaps a bit with sensation. Perhaps releasing the shoulders down, holding the elbows. This might be creating a lot of sensation in your body. If you'd like to increase the sensation, perhaps bringing that left elbow over the right. And even more, crossing the hands. This might be creating a lot of sensation in the back of the elbows and the back of the shoulders. Maybe there's no sensation today. And maybe experimenting with bringing the elbows up and noticing where you might feel that in your body. Or maybe rolling forward and noticing where you feel that in your body. There's a lot of sensation. There's an invitation to add a little more breath on your next in-breath. And breathe out a little more breath on your next out-breath. And as you'd like, perhaps releasing wide. And just switching whichever elbow was on top before now goes on the body. Perhaps crossing the arms into a hug and lifting up to start either with fingertips to elbows, elbows crossing over one another to increase the sensation, and coming into full in the full form if you choose to. Knowing at any time if the sensation's too strong, you can release back. Again, choosing here if you'd like to keep the elbows up, creating different sensations in the inside kind of those shoulders, or perhaps rolling it forward. Again, adding a little more breath, and perhaps breathing out a little more breath. And as you're ready, the invitation's to release wide, perhaps bringing the arms down, coming into some shoulder shrugs or rolls, any kind of wiggles your body might like to do. And then the invitation is to bring the hands behind your back. And just going for a bit of a counter stretch, maybe just reaching up, lengthening through the spine and rolling those shoulders back, almost pretending like you can hold a pen between the back of the shoulder blade. And really breathing into the core perhaps. If you'd like to increase sensation, perhaps grabbing the elbows or touching the hands together. It might be a little bit of a different sensation. Maybe even bringing the chin up to the sky. As you're ready, there's an invitation to release. And then perhaps to move toward closing our practice today. There's an invitation to have a blanket just rolled up nice into a little bit of a log. If you have a bolster, that works out wonderfully as well. Might be, play with the height and the thickness a little bit for your body. And if you're at work or near a wall, one of the things you can do is just lengthen this against your spine and just bring it against the wall. And maybe invite your hands to reach the wall. A little bit of a counter stretch here. Or if you'd like something a little bit more restful or easeful today, there's a choice to lie down on the floor with the bolster. And same thing, just rolling up the blanket, lying it on the long edge of the mat and kind of bringing it up to your back. And then just as you're ready, lying it back and perhaps inviting the shoulders to sort of melt around it. Perhaps taking a couple breaths here. And the choice here is to stay here as long as you might like today. Or if you need to get back to the other things in your life that might be calling to you, the invitation is to kind of roll through the side. In whatever way works best for your body, returning to a seated form. Perhaps taking a hand to the heart. Maybe remembering your intention for your practice today, knowing that you can bring it with you into your day. And namaste. Peace and thank you.